Aquarius, welcome to your September 2020 Life Path reading. It's Raina here. If you're somebody who has been following me fairly regularly, you may notice something different. And this is that I actually have a situation going on here where you can see all the cards. Hallelujah. That's because I'm using my phone. I just got a new phone that is halfway decent enough to shoot video with. So I'm very excited about that. And I was just kind of playing around with the features. I started this reading several times and I finally got to this kind of angle where you can see everything. So that makes me very happy. So we'll see how it goes. I'm probably going to still have to work out a few of the bugs. So this life path reading is something I do occasionally or semi-regularly. And it is meant to be a little bit different than the typical monthly readings, where I'm just kind of looking at where are you now in your life's journey? What are some of the themes that are coming up for you? And how can you look at them differently? You know, what might you be able to do differently to have things be the way that you want them to be. So this is a different spread than I normally do. And in the top row, we're talking about past influences. And so I'm going to bring up just all these cards at once. The first card is the Page of Cups. And this is a card that is associated with Pisces. So if there's somebody that you've been involved with as a Pisces, that could be the person who you have been dealing with. Maybe you have had to kind of put this person on the back burner because of their behavior. This can also be a child that you have, and especially if it's a sensitive child that you're concerned about because you don't want them to suffer, and they are very susceptible to feeling hurt by other people's actions, and you're always comforting them. And because of your nature, if you're the stereotypical or template version of an Aquarius individual, you may be very detached. And, you know, please don't send me any messages because I know that some Aquarians might be more sensitive than others. There are always going to be archetypes for each sign, so certain set of characteristics. And in general, if an Aquarius person has like a water sign child or a water sign partner, that might be one of the themes of the relationship where they accuse you of being insensitive, not caring. And it's not that that's the case at all with you. You just feel that they might be making too much of something. You know, they might be exaggerating. They need to toughen up. Life is difficult. You know, you can't take things personally. That's a big one. And that's one of the things that you are good at, is not taking things personally. And they may not be that way. And you know, you may, if there's any intolerance, you might be simply thinking, why can't they be? Why can't they learn how to just let it roll off their back? And it's a difference in temperament. And the other thing too is there's a possibility of you being gullible. This is the card of somebody who trusts too easily. Now, this is the perfect time for me to say that we are not just our sun signs. So when I have said that thing about Aquarius being detached and people writing to me and saying, no, I'm very emotional, maybe they have the moon in a water sign. Maybe they have Venus in Pisces or Mars in Pisces or both, and Mercury in Pisces. So that's going to make you, if you have Mercury in Pisces, you may believe the way your mind works may not be very linear. It might be very like emotional, like you are much more subjective than the average Aquarian. So the next card is funny. What this card represents makes me laugh. And then we have here the Seven of Cups. This is a card of, this is actually connected to Neptune. It can be wishful thinking. It can be, which I don't really like that term, because I think we should, wish and think about things. But it means that you may be too willing to believe in what somebody is saying. And if you were really honest with yourself, you would realize that they're just kind of talking out of their behind, and they're not really being honest with you, and so you just want to see what you want to see. Sometimes this can mean a lack of discernment. I feel that you've got a lot of bright, shiny objects around you, and you're not sure what to pick. And this, to me, is especially true of somebody who is in the single scene, and you're, kind of like a kid in the candy store, especially if you've been separated from a partner, maybe a long-time relationship, and you're back in that element of getting to have your freedom, and it's like you have the pick of the litter. I don't think that's a good saying for this, but basically with those first two cards, it's all about maybe your emotions shaping your desires and your feelings about a particular person. And if this is related to like a job situation, you have to be careful. Like if you get a job offer, maybe you're getting multiple job offers and you're not sure what to do, but you have a tendency to believe in the thing that sounds really great, but it might be too good to be true. So you have to practice discernment. And then we have here the King of Pentacles, and this can be an earth sign individual, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Now it's really funny because there may be attraction that you feel towards Taurus people, but I really feel that you have more of an affinity towards Virgo, even though Virgo is at a weird angle to Aquarius. I still think that there's this analytical side, intellectual side, that you would have something in common with that sign, especially if you have inner planets in Capricorn, because that is going to make you much more grounded and maybe like relating to that type of mentality that Virgo is, which is very practical minded. This can also be related to some kind of a business venture. Make sure if somebody's asking you to go and get out a loan that you are not trying to do a get-rich-quick scheme. Because the King of Pentacles can be like a business owner, or I don't know, bank. Like maybe somebody wants you to take out a loan from the bank, and it's like you're willing to do it because you want to make somebody happy, or you want to get in on the ground floor of something, and it's like, be very careful. And so we have the Current card, so this might be more indicative of what is happening right now. One of them is the Eight of Pentacles, which is the card of the apprentice, the person who's trying to do a great job and, is taking great care, maybe training for something. And perhaps that was something that you did when you took out money, you got a loan for some kind of classes or that kind of thing. And also another thing that I want to say with the King of Pentacles is that that can be a father, and especially if the father is, you know, somebody who is a business owner. Maybe they are well-to-do. They've made a success of things financially, and it's possible that they are, you know, kind of pressuring you to do something like that. With the Page of Cups, I mean, perhaps you're more artistic, and maybe you've always been a sensitive person, and you don't want to necessarily go into their line of work or do the type of work that they feel is the best, whatever they think that's supposed to be. But you may be actually hard at work trying to do just that. And sometimes I think of the Eight of Pentacles as trying too hard, like trying to please somebody else, doing something for somebody else. We have the Three of Swords. Now, if this is a relationship issue and you have been naive about some situation, this may lead you to be caught up in a lover's triangle where it's you and your partner and somebody else. And with the Seven of Cups, you may really know this, but you may have a hard time admitting it to yourself. It may be something that you want to believe is, I don't know, going to blow over, something like that. You know, Aquarius isn't in and of itself a jealous sign. So if you were to find out that your partner had like a side chick or a side, I'm not going to say it, male version of that, I was going to say something that rhymed with chick. It may be not really that distressing to you in terms of like, oh my God, it's just the end of the world. But you may not want to share that person. And you may be kind of trying to be, you know, maybe you're patient. You don't want to lose a relationship. Sometimes I think, I don't know, this is completely unscientific or something that I've not experienced with Aquarians personally, so I can't say. I'm just going to put it out there for you to decide if this is true for you. If you tend to find yourself in these type of relationships because the qualities that you admire in this person and the people that you are attracted to don't lend themselves to faithfulness or stability. Like if you tend to be attracted to very the people that seem very freedom loving, and they exhibit that through their behavior, but they're not necessarily stable, and they may be kind of emotionally fickle, maybe emotionally immature. And so that's something that you may be more concerned about, having to deal with a person who's deceptive, deal with somebody who is not there enough of the time because they're with somebody else. That might be more of your bone of contention with this person. If this is a situation with career matters, you may be afraid that if you are going in a certain direction to claim your right to, you know, do things as you see fit, that it's going to lead to breaking somebody's heart, like breaking a parent's heart or what have you. And I feel like you have to be willing to do that in order to be your own person. Usually it sounds kind of weird saying that about, of all signs, Aquarius. But in fact, Aquarius is the sign that is ruled not only by Uranus, but by Saturn. So there are more traditional types of Aquarians, and especially if they have inner planets in Capricorn, where they are going to be more concerned about family disapproval than other Aquarians. And then we have the High Priestess, and this is about tuning into your higher self. So it is so different than the Eight of Pentacles. It's so much more out of this, otherworldly, not part of this world, and concerned with matters of the spirit instead of the flesh. And that can simply mean that you are in a place where you are starting to tune into something greater than yourself, and a higher version of yourself, I should say. And this means that those material considerations that the Eight of Pentacles may mean. Now, the Eight of Pentacles can mean that you're making good money too. That you're going to have to risk breaking somebody's heart. And if you're involved in a lover's triangle, or if you feel rejected because your partner is cheating, and that is keeping you in that situation, then you have to be very clear about that and realize that you cannot take what somebody has done as any kind of indictment against you. So if you have a partner who's cheating, it doesn't mean that you're no good, that you're not desirable. It really says more about them than it ever will about you, and you have to really believe that. What is coming in? I mean, yeah, you could say the outcome coming in, whatever you want to call it. Page of Pentacles, a message, practical message. Maybe a message about a job offer or something like that. It can be having conversation with somebody who's an earth sign, or a new beginning with an earth sign. The King of Pentacles could be the person that you have met. If you are in a lover's triangle and you are the one that has a significant other and a lover, if you will. And if that's the case, the Three of Swords can be about cutting it cleanly, not going back and forth with your partner and, having a hard time giving them up completely. But if you know that you're not vibing with them anymore, then you have to ask yourself, why do you keep going back and forth? What are you seeking from that person? It might be just like a habit of yours and not really a love match anymore. We have the Eight of Swords, and this is a card of feeling oppressed, but it's really coming from your own thoughts. Your own thoughts are maybe turning against you, the old tapes running. So if, for instance, you are involved in a situation and you feel rejected because your partner is with somebody else, and you're taking that to mean certain things, the Eight of Swords can be that you have to be willing to see the situation from a much more, from a fresh perspective. Because I'm sure all of us know that when something happens that is unwanted, it's human nature to make some kind of pronouncement about what that means. Like, obviously it says something about you. It's, you can feel that sense of, I'm not good enough. And really, that's just coming from a place of the past tapes running. It has nothing to do with the truth of the matter. So you are the only one who can flip the script and change how you feel about something. And then we have the Judgment card. So if some of you are coming from, if you're about to get divorced or something like that, then this obviously is about something you've been waiting for. The King of Pentacles, I mean, that could also be some kind of a lawsuit that involves a business owner, a business itself, a corporation, an employer, and you have to free your mind, and the rest will follow. Maybe that'll be the title of my video, because with the Eight of Swords there, because the Judgment card is saying what you sow, you shall reap. If you have if you have done something with a sense of intention behind it, but it's like a good intention, then I don't feel that there's a karmic residue, if you will. So sometimes people get on my case and say that I kind of minimize infidelity and things like that. And I am very much against people being sneaky and deceptive to a partner. I feel like if you're unhappy, you should just tell the person and whatnot. However, it happens that people do what they do. And I'm not a moralizer. I really don't look at life that way. And I feel like the Judgment card is that we don't have to worry about having something bad as a result if we're doing something with the right intentions. It may not look like that to others because they're not walking in our shoes. And only we know what really happened in a situation. So it's also about rebirth, this card. So maybe this is your rebirth. Whatever it is that has been going on, maybe you feel a sense of walking through the fire, baptism by fire in this situation. But baptism means that rebirth, so that's good. Okay, Aquarius, and you just had a full moon at the beginning of the month, so that might be the end period. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. And I wish you all the best. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.